Alright, so this is my first NG Devteam game, and they made several which are natively Neo Geo games, but also ported to Dreamcast. That's probably going to be the easier way for me, and probably most of y'all, to play it as well. Just based on this one game alone, I'm really interested in their games. I think it's probably a lot of really good stuff, and I'm going to be playing more of them, I guess. Well, one of them looks like a Turrican clone, so I just played a bunch of Turrican games, so that ought to be really interesting. This is obviously a very R-Type-like game. Perhaps even more influenced by, is it pronounced Catechus on the Amiga? Which is an R-Type clone in itself. And I believe that this is referenced by name on the second level of this game. But yeah, it's pretty interesting. I'm going to give it a go here and see if I can put up some scores. And, oh yeah, so during practice, what I found is a few things. With a little bit of practice, I can get well into the third level, usually. Often I die on the second level. I mean, this is a really spotty game for me. And I guess it's just all over the place. It's really hard, even on, like I said, on very easy. Oh, I forgot to reset my save. Hey, I'm gonna do that. I don't want to use my practice save scores. Give me just 1 second while I fix that. In fact, I'm not even gonna take the camera away, but I am gonna take the... I'm not going to let you watch all the guts of the emulator and such. You don't need to see this. This is just gross. But I am going to delete the save file and relaunch the game. And the reason being is that I'm just going to put up fresh high scores. This is the real attempt. But I wanted to talk about score while I do this. A little bit of housekeeping. The high score in this game... The scoring in this game is like so random for me. Like I said, I can pretty consistently make it well into the third level, and I did that over and over again. But like in doing so, I got scores that were sometimes 4 or 5 times higher than the other times, and I'm not super clear. Like, I understand the scoring technique of the game generally is supposed to be that you block things with your shield, and you do like this charge shot to fire through things, right? But and the idea is you want to combo as many enemies getting shot through with the charge shot. But despite performing, roughly the same on that, I'm getting hugely different scoring results. And this game's scoring system might be just a little bit too esoteric for my taste. It's the one criticism I'm gonna really throw towards it, besides it being hard as balls. And that's what we can do about that. This won't be the longest stream in the world because rounds of this game take me about 3 minutes or something. I'm not even joking. 5 minutes probably on a good run. Oh, geez. That's almost my first tragic mistake here. You can see I've done this enough times to know where to position the little thing, which is positioning your shield is like a huge part of the game. It doesn't detach. That's something totally different from R-Type. It's a fixed part of your ship. There's the boss of the first level. It's pretty cool. Very R-Type like. And I guess I don't really understand the bonus thing, and that's probably where a lot of points come from. I don't know. Again, sorry for the terrible gameplay. I'm just a normal shooter player trying to figure this shit out. This is probably one of the most hardcore games I could have possibly selected, but shit. We're right into that. Alright, well, I'm on the high score table now, at least. Shit. Is there a back? Go back. And I have made it several screens past that. That was a good run for me, but not my best ever. It was a very typical good run for me. The typical bad run for me is one where I die like early, middle of the second level, which you'll also see plenty of, I'm sure. But, yeah, it's hard, man. I've made it several screens past that, though, into the second area of level 3 on my best run when practicing, so hopefully I can do something like that again. I'd like to... I feel like I'm getting enough practice at dodging those lasers while also fighting those streams of enemies to where I've done better a few times, but I'm not really there yet, you know what I mean? So working on it. Here we go. We'll see, that time I made it about the same distance, but I felt like I did significantly worse and died earlier and stuff. So, like, I actually kind of do feel like I understand why I got a lower score there. But I don't know. It's a little tricky though. If you play this long enough, you'll see bigger variations in score where you'll be like, what? That makes me wonder if the game's scoring system is maybe just a little too complicated for, again, like casual-ish players like me, you know, that just playing a shooter, not trying to don't want to have to watch a video about it or anything, you know what I mean? But there's some really cool ideas in design and style here. I love the opening and closing rock patterns on the second level. I think that's really cool. And the ship does feel a little sluggish, but that's more to keep it at an R-type like pace, I think. There are no speed power-ups though, huh? Let's see, that time I made it about a screen further, but I didn't do as well as I did on my first run. So, it's weird, man. I'm gonna take a little break. Probably take a little break every 3 runs or so. I'm not doing too bad. This is about average for me, though. It's really hard for me to make it much further. I either die a screen before that or after that or whatever. And my score, though, I've seen anything. My high score in this is like, when I was practicing, it was like 450,000 or something. I didn't make it further. Well, yeah, I did. I made it a little further that time. But I don't think that was even a run where I made it into the second area. And the one where I did make it into the second area, I don't think I reached 200,000 on that one. So I mean, it's just, yeah, it's that's what I'm saying. Anyway, I'll be back in just a second. We'll give it a few more goes here. This isn't going to be my longest stream ever because it's, as you can see, a short and simple action game, but it's fun. It's good enough, certainly for me to want to check out this developer's other games, and they have quite a few. So at least like a half dozen, I want to say. I think some of them are available on Switch and such now. I feel like their website the URL is on the title screen here, is still active. I checked it out a few days ago, and like it's some of the pages don't work, and all the pages that don't work seem to be related to Neo Geo. So I have to imagine that the AES cartridges were astronomically expensive and sold in tiny quantities, because that's a very, very specialized product they're making there. But who knows? I could be wrong. You know, maybe it's not as crazy as I think, but it seems crazy. Dreamcast game. I don't know if you can still buy them or not. I didn't look at those. I did see that they had Switch copies and stuff though available. Physical copies, I think, for Switch. In fact, so that's kind of cool. And I think that this game was amongst those, along with Gunlord, which I'll stream soon. I haven't even tried it out yet, but I'm really interested in it. So I'll be right back, and we'll give this like another few goes and see if I beat those scores. All right. So I was just thinking, this game has really nice, colorful art. I think I like it more than it does use some pre-rendered. It looks like it's a mixture of pre-rendered and pixel art. It's pretty consistent though. And some, it's got a lot of scrolling effects and things going on. It's really cool looking. I think I like the way it looks better than Polestar, but I think I like Polestar a little better as a game, even though that might be even more unfairly difficult. So I don't know. They're both a lot of fun though, and if you're a fan of R-Type and you have any interest in Neo Geo shooters, these are definitely something you should play. Alright, here we go. So I'm not really sure what the status is of Dreamcast homebrew. I certainly haven't seen a lot of crazy 3D homebrew on Dreamcast unless it's something that has a common, well-handled source port like Quake or something. I mean, I could be wrong about that, though. Maybe there is some crazy stuff out there. It seems like mostly what the Dreamcast gets are ports of games that were made for other consoles, particularly Neo Geo and Genesis. I'm thinking of this and like Xenocrisis and stuff like that. Um, so I don't know if those use emulators or if they're more like source ported over to the Dreamcast. I mean, if I were gonna go off of just the input delay alone, I almost feel like this is more like playing a Neo Geo game than a Dreamcast game, a native Dreamcast game. But it could have artificial slowdown inserted, or it could be an actual emulator just running it, but with Redbook audio probably instead of emulating the audio or something, which seems fairly likely. But you'd also think that emulating an emulator, because this is running on Flycast right now, you think that would be terrible too. So I don't know. I should try playing it on my physical Dreamcast back here and see how it compares. Flycast is certainly a lot easier to capture. I don't even have a VGA cable or anything, or VGA capture, or an HDMI. Most of the HDMI cable stuff for the Dreamcast is affordable as crap. You can do VGA to HDMI conversion, but I've had tons of problems with that in terms of refresh rates, aspect ratios, resolutions, and everything else. So I don't like doing that either. And again, it's just going to be a nightmare to capture. And that's actually an easier scenario than older consoles than that. Anyway, here we go with another round. Here in just a second. That was a decent score from taking some risks that time, but that was also why I was dying. You know, that's the way it goes. Let me take a quick break here, and we'll do some more Last Hope, the Pink Bullets edition. Alright, Last Hope. Pink Bullets. Again, this is very easy difficulty, which appears to let me take 2 extra hits. I'm not sure that it's actually any easier. I think it just lets you take 2 extra hits, and easy lets you take an extra hit, and hard it has more bullets on the screen or some shit. And I don't know how much harder it gets from there, but wow, I completely lost out on that in an interesting way. I've never messed up before. That's new. Well, I shouldn't say never. Back when I was practicing at first, I did all the time. You gotta know a lot of stuff's coming before it happens. It's kind of, there's a lot of memorization in this one. Safe to hit. Maybe another one there, a little hard to tell. So 4,000 short of my high score. And died on the same screen and had a much higher score on the first level. It's weird how it always works out here. Yeah, my worst round yet. And see, that's the difference between knowledge and execution. There's a huge gap in this game. You gotta really have the skill to do it. I know how to play through these levels better than I ever did. You know, I'm starting to figure stuff out. Doesn't matter though, because I'm not actually doing it right. Still running into stuff and dying. It's a challenging game, like a very challenging game to me. R-Type 2 levels of hard, you know? And Polestar is a good comparison too. That's a tough game. Blazing Star, maybe a lot less so. Blazing Star, I feel like I can really... I don't know, though. Blazing Star is tough on one credit, but not that tough. I think I can get like 3 levels into it or something. It's about like this, but the levels are longer, so, you know, it turns out to be a longer playthrough. This is like, just hits it hard really fast. This game hits you hard and fast, and you move slow while it hits you fast. So it's tricky. I have put up much better scores than this in practice, but not because I got further. I didn't. I got a little bit further, but not enough to explain the score difference. And I don't. Those one times that the score spiked up weren't my best runs in getting far, and I don't really understand what spiked the score up so much. So it's just kind of a thing. Um, here we go. Let's give it another shot, though. I got to do better than that. Come on. Each attempt is getting worse, I think. I'm gonna have to wrap it up here soon. I am getting tired. Uh, that wasn't my worst in terms of score, but man, that was a bad run. Gosh, I can definitely do better than that. Let's give it another go here. Well, that was a lot better. And that's the furthest I made it, even though it's only like my third or fourth highest score, right? Third, third. So, I have in practice, like I said, I did a little bit better than I did tonight. Quite tired. That's why I'm not going to continue. I want to because that was a better run, and I'm like, well, damn. Now I should keep going, but like, no, I really shouldn't because I'm just going to get more tired and have more terrible runs. Nobody wants the terrible runs. Gross. But Last Hope, I like it. I like it quite a bit. I think this is a good shooter. Um, I like it enough to where I'm going to check out NG Devteam's other games. Probably one of them pretty soon, even. Coming up soon on streams, I'm going to do this weekend. I'm going to play Bloodlines at some point. Castlevania Bloodlines. I normally do Castlevania games all together in the Castlevania Challenge, which is a big like afternoon thing that I'll do on the weekend if I have time. But I've just been playing Castlevania Bloodlines because it's of all the Castlevania games, I feel like it's the most arcade-like, I guess. It's fast and it's like you can play it for score, and I have been. I've been playing it like on a 1 credit attack, and it's fun to 1 credit attempt in the same way that Super Castlevania 4 and some of the other ones are. Um, I don't know. I just feel like it's the one for the moment. I've probably streamed it before by itself, like a long time ago on Twitch or something, but so this will be a not something totally new, but something I love anyway. Sega Lord X's favorite Sega Genesis game, by the way. That's how much some people truly it is their favorite Castlevania game, and I actually understand why. It's not my favorite Castlevania game, but it's the one I'm playing right now, and I get it. I mean, it's way up there because of how fast and immediate and fun it is compared to. I mean, it has its own pace, I guess, compared to the other games in the series, and that pace is a little snappier, I guess. But the other thing was, besides Castlevania, I'm gonna play. I think I'm gonna do Tekken 5. Like, if I want to start on something a little bit longer, and then after that, the other two Daytonas that I feel like I need to look at. I played the Daytona USA and USA 2 Power Edition arcade games, and that wasn't too far back if you want to check that out. But I feel like I need to do the Sega Saturn version and not the Circuit Edition. I don't like that one. It looks better, but that's all. The original game is actually pretty fun on Saturn, even if it is ugly. And then I also want to do the Dreamcast game, which I have kind of more mixed feelings about. Genki did that one. It's pretty cool though, and we'll check it out as well. So that's just some upcoming stuff. And anyway, this has been Last Hope, Pink Bullets. Last Hope and the Pink Bullets edition, I believe, both available on some on the Neo Geo and Dreamcast original formats, and I believe they're also now on Switch and maybe other stuff too. I don't know, maybe PC or something. So anyway, check that out, and thanks for watching.